section of 4-inch line from Cottonwood Court to Lime Kiln. And before we start, when we had the meeting with JUB, this was a new section of line. So I'm a little confused because how can we replace something if it's not there? Well, if you remember from the JUB presentation, where they presented where the new lines are going, and one of them was from the Cottonwood Court all the way up to well, actually, I think it went up past the Fisher's house, and because that's where the 6-inch line is, and but you have this going from Cottonwood Court to Lime Kiln, and so I don't know if this.
Mine's going from Lime Kiln to right above Larry's or Gary's house, right there, right by the bus station there.
Okay, well, this says Cottonwood Court to Lime Kiln, so yeah, so I'm a little confused on that.
Well, the other issue is I don't really believe that we can take any action on this anyway, because any changes have to be engineered, and any cost over $50,000 has to get 3 bids. My other concern is if we do this work, we also have to get bigger pumps. So the project is not just this. The project is much more than this, and we need engineering. And right now, until we get the other budget deficit stuff dealt with, we don't have the money to do this anyway. So it's gotta be included in the project for the capital improvement plan. I don't see that we can go around it in any way.
Well, let me step in here.
Okay. You want me to move out of the way?
No, you're all right. Okay, can you move it back?
Yes.
So there we go. Thank you. No, still make it big if you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here's the Dromar relay station. Okay. It's bad enough that we're trying to feed Dromar, all of the Dromar with this 4-inch line here. But the other day I ran into a situation, and let me ask you, Bob, on those pumps at the Dromar, do they run alternately?
Yes.
So they don't run together?
Don't run together.
Okay. We are trying to get enough water to 20 homes through a 2-inch line.
I understand the situation. That's not what I'm saying at all. But we can't, with DEQ, we cannot go and fix a little bit of our system because it impacts everything.
It seems like this Dromar situation is the primary thing that they're requiring, and they want it done fairly fast, but it can be done fairly inexpensively. Now, going from here, see, we've got this 6-inch line here, and there's a fire hydrant there, and we've got 500 gallons per minute right there. All we would have to do is go from here to here and tie in with this, and we can leave all of this the same, and we would have lots of water here. Now we lack pressure.
You lack pressure, he said? It's not for pressure, it's for fire flow.
Okay, and that would do the fire flow.
Well, I know that my parents have problems with their pressure right here. And so if you add this, that's going to reduce pressure even more.
It's not gonna resolve the pressure, it's just a fire flow,
And even the way Steve James has the water coming from Larry's place when they put in the 12-inch line, Larry's place is lower than these places. Now, how are you going to get pressure out of that?
I don't have the answers. All I'm saying is we can't move forward with anything until it's engineered, number one, and it gets submitted to DEQ, number two. So we cannot make these decisions.
Well, this section needs to be addressed because it wasn't addressed in the JUB estimate. So no matter what, we're still going to have to do something about this.
But it needs to go in front of an engineer.
Now, one of the things we had talked about was if you they were going to run the 12-inch line up Cherokee up to Waller. If we could, we don't necessarily need to do that because if they run it along Cape Horn, it'll connect on Waller anyway. So we have a section of line that we could apply to either here or for replacing the line from where it goes to the tank down to the main on the main distribution. So we have that, and since we have already done some of the projects listed, we've saved that money, and we could potentially do this project.
And I'm for that. And in addition to that, Larry, this was not included by JUB, and also the line from the tank over to the intersection, that real old section that we feel has so many leaks. Well, those both need to be addressed.
JUB was running a line from Larry's place or
from Cottonwood Court all the way up to here, up to the where it comes up. I'm not sure what the name of the street is, but just past the booster station.
And that was anywhere from $700,000 to $265,000 to run that across. And we've got the same thing right here. We've got all the water we could ever use at the lime kiln.
Yeah, I'm not discounting what you're saying. I think it's great, and I appreciate you taking, the effort that you've done to put into this. All I'm saying is that to move forward, it needs to go with everything else to the engineering before we can do anything. That's all I'm saying.
And we have discussed that, and we can't do anything with an engineer until we're rid of JUB.
But we're just
no, we don't because JUB is only for the plan, and any construction. That's what they're saying is that we need to start looking at getting our engineer. But we need to wait until after we have the results of the
because if we don't have any money.
Yeah.
And right now where we're at is the next step in total completion for the facility plan is the public hearing, incorporating the comments into it, and then getting the final approval. And then we're on to doing an RFQ, which I have been tasked to get together.
And the other thing, Bob, is this, if we did this, do we have to replace this pump?
Yes, the pump can be undersized too.
So
DEQ allows you to make modifications if it's like size, like pump. But if it's anything beyond that, they require it to go to an engineer and they have to approve it.
But that's if we use the bond money, right?
Well, that's any project.
So this is just a part of the project. It's going to require new pumps, or at least one big new pump.
That would handle pressure.
Right.